Good morning. We are continuing the 36 hours of the Chemo Buddies for Life Give-A-Thon. And I am joined right now by Marcella Scherer. Marcella is out of the Florida area, and she has actually been introduced to me by a dear friend, Dr. Sony Jackson, who we actually spent time with last night at the Surfside Theater, having some fun with healing through comedy. And Marcella is no stranger to the subject matter that we're going to be discussing right now. You actually, Marcella, has been training in this subject, in this particular um, uh, arena, and to our community out there for a number of years, helping people to feel pretty, to feel loved, and to feel beautiful and kind of that self-care thing through some education. So I want to welcome you. And in fact, before we start, you asked me a question, and that was we started talking about the
Money you've raised so far. So first I have to say thank you so much for having me, and I just want to honor you, my friend, for doing this for the greater good and touching so many people's lives, because what you are doing and everyone involved really matters. So thank you so much.
thank you for that. And I know your story, and I know and because we've talked, and that means a lot to me, and I appreciate that very much. I accept that and honor your words, and thank you. And yes, we are in a true donation intention mode right now, because this is the magic time of the Giving Tuesday campaign, where $1 turns into $2 if you go to the Chemo Buddies for Life page and you donate there. There's a donate button. It's very simple. It's on the Facebook page. That is where the dollar for dollar match takes place. And you also asked, because I love it, that you are totally into our two intentions, and that is to raise the funds and to enroll buddies. And so, Aaron, I'm sure you're watching this right now. If you can get me a number of how many buddies we have enrolled, I'd love to be able to share that also, because we are truly looking to raise the number to build our community. We are making a difference for those people we are currently serving. So let's visit.
Absolutely. And, Tamara, I think giving them just a little, so if I have any of my tribe that's joining in that's not familiar with Chemos for Buddy, maybe you just want to give a little synopsis. I know we put the link and everything, so you guys can go and find out a little bit more about this amazing organization and the movement, the global movement that you have started to make a difference in the lives of people that have personally gone through cancer or are going through chemo, cancer, and those involved. And that's really what attracted me so much to you, Tamara, is that when we had that conversation, I unfortunately lost my sister-in-law and my best friend, Ellen Goldsmith Corey, to stage 4 metastatic breast cancer in January. It's already been 3 years. So near and dear to my heart. But I went through this whole process with her, and I just know what you're doing and how much it really means to so many people. So again, thanks. It would have been great had I known about the Chemo Buddies back during that stage. It would have been really powerful.
Well, and thank you for asking, because the bottom line is this: we're keeping it simple. We are building a network of buddies, and those people that are actually the patient, and then the support people. They're equally as important. They often are overlooked. And it doesn't matter what stage and what type of cancer. what we are not doing is raising funds for research and development. This is completely about the individuals, and what we are finding is that our laws, the HIPAA laws, are working against us in many ways, in that our privacy is isolating us, and then in truth, our devices at times even can be too. So we're turning that around, and we think of a matching site comes to a community site, bringing an online support group that then also has the community component, because of building up so many buddies in so many areas. And so, yes, we have more buddies in certain pockets than we do in others, yet we're still a newer nonprofit. And so we now are poised, because of winning the global the first global next impactor at the end of August. We are now poised to take this next year and completely go global. And that's why we are raising funds, because I want resources, but not funds. So with the resources, now we just need the funds, and we can then take this, and truly, it's that one person that's feeling afraid and alone in the night, and there are too many of them. We all know that they need that place to go. And it was really interesting that you and I are visiting, because it was a last minute change in our lineup, that we had the segment just before yours, where we had Susan, who's been a speaker for St. Jude's, and we had Brian, who was representing American Cancer Society. So we had some older, if you will, nonprofit, or the establishment for the Cancer Society, and they are even recognizing that they need homegrown type nonprofits that are going to be front line to those people that need us, because they can't be everything to everybody. They've tried, and they're realizing that model isn't working. And so that right there was, we have a program that's what our focus is. It's the person.
That's awesome. So just to clarify, so those that are listening in, what is the money going to go for? It's going to go to the individuals. That's what I'm hearing you. So is there some specific things that we're driving? And this is critical, like you said, that we're doubling the money. So
right.
Want to know, what those dollars are going to go for.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing it's going to go for is that we need to get the site completed. And so we have that primarily done by our volunteers. There's just a few things that need to be taken care of, so not much there. Then the balance goes to our buddies. And everything from, I mean, in even as small as we are, we have helped with, if you have a stage 4 person and their electricity is going to be turned off, and they have the oxygen machine, and they need that, and it's happening today, you have no doubt what that's going to happen. You have also think in terms of being able to not only help them in the for now, but then to have programs that we can get them into training, to retrain, to help them even to become entrepreneurial, to be able to work remote. Because in either serving, which then that is going to translate into a stipend fund. So for those that serve, then they can get stipends, and so they don't lose their insurance, and that has to be ran a certain way, but that requires funds. And then you have the others that many cancer patients, you would not believe how many of them are displaced, because they're making a short-term sacrifice for a long-term life. We don't want them living in their cars. We don't want them on the streets. We don't want that kind of situation. We need to be able to take it global, because I have an international board member that we can go global with our devices, and it is not a completely fair playing field out there in the cancer world throughout the world. And that's where we need to also be able to help in that we're taking care of the infrastructure within the United States and then going global. And so taking it one step at a time, we already have ambassadors in place in international places, but we are not going to be able to go there until we're solid enough where we started. And so the sooner we can be solid here, then the sooner we can be going there, because they need us too.
Yes, it's a global thing. And, you know, I know with going with my sister-in-law, she was all the way over in California. I'm in South Florida. And, you know, she was an entrepreneur. She's was amazing marriage and family counselor. And thank goodness for her work, she could even continue to do patients over the phone, you know, being licensed there and everything. But there's so many people that, like you said, have to put a pause when they're going through chemo, and all their families, you know. So when we flew out to California, and we were there for 2.5 weeks. So, you know, there's a lot of areas that people, whether you're, whichever side you're on, there's financial sacrifices, there's time sacrifices, there's so many other things that could need funding. So this is a great thing. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, looking and feeling your best, and about self-love, and, you know, anyway, so thank you so much. Again, I'm excited about being here and sharing.
Thank you, thank you. And I just wanted one last thing in regards to the business piece of it. We actually had a pilot program that we implemented at the beginning of the year that we had great success with, and I want to be able to keep that going, because if we can train people from their home to have a viable skill, because and it's both the support person and the patient, that is going to then alleviate the amount of funds needed for one person to keep their roof over their head, because they will be able to then be self-sufficient, and then we can find more, and having some programs smart too, and using them smart. And that's one thing that is very important to us, is being very smart with that dollar. So I just wanted to share that, because it's something that I'm very passionate about. And so, okay.
You are just amazing. I love that you're sharing your heart, and
Thank you.
An amazing cause. So
yes, so every $1 turns to $2 right now. So
I love it. So I've been listening to some, you know, of the live streams that you've been doing, and I just love the theme, because a lot of the things that I feel are really important have already been said. And so I will kind of recap some of those and then bring some new things to the table.
yes.
So I've been a certified image consultant for 30 years. So I've worked with a few women or two, let's just say 1,000 or two. And, you know, in that journey, I used to go into the hospitals and work with chemo patients around like the look good, feel good. We did anything from helping them to select like the right color wigs for their complexion, teaching them how to, you know, draw eyebrows on, selecting clothing colors that enhanced and brightened you, dressing for your body shape as it changes, and also about the inner work of the affirmations and the positive and the self-love. And that's why we picked that topic today, because it really starts from the inside. And one of the things I know for sure is in that journey, I also had a mobile spa business where we would go into homes and businesses and teach people the importance of de-stressing and decompressing. So I'm speaking to both sides, if you guys know what I'm saying here, is that I'm talking to those that are supporting, a loved one, and then also those that are going through the process themselves. And so I'm just going to recap some of those things that I taught for so many years because they're ingrained in my system. I don't even think twice about it. But first, loving yourself is so important. You have to honor who you are, the process that you're going. You have to be patient and kind to yourself because, it's so easy to get angry or feel frustrated or get in that lower vibration, which you heard does not serve anyone, right? Because we are our thoughts, we attract what we think and how we are. So it's really important that we take care of ourselves. So, so here's some tips, and I actually got this from a hospital article, and this one is called To Your Health, and this is a really old article, but it was so amazing. I laminated it, and if just reach out to me, make a comment on Facebook or whatever if you want a copy of this. I have some fabulous giveaways, so stay tuned for sure. I'm going to talk about how we're going to help. I'm donating some amazing things and all the money will go to you. So if you like what you're hearing today and you would love to do a one-on-one virtual consultation with me, stay tuned so you can hear that, and that's going to come with a donation, so stay tuned. But anyway, let me get back to this article because the self-love is really important. But it talks about how to spa yourself at home. And this is a simple thing, especially as a caregiver and as someone who's going through chemo, because it sucks all the energy out of you. I just want you to imagine that in the morning when you wake up, you have a full cup, right? You hopefully had a good night's sleep and you're ready to, embrace the day in a positive way, and your cup is full, okay? So just imagine a cup of water full, and as you get up and something hits you in the face, maybe you get a text, or maybe your doctor's appointment got canceled, or maybe you hit rush hour traffic, or maybe your kids are giving you grief, or whatever it is, it takes energy away. So as you go through the entire day, at the end of the day, the cup is empty, right? So who's going to refill it? No one, except yourself. Your responsibility with loving yourself enough to stop, take care of yourself. So here's 4 easy steps that you can do, anybody can do in your home. You don't need much at all. All you need are these 4 things. 1 is breath. And I share this, this is probably the most important because we don't think about it a lot of times because we just breathe, right? Story, I'm in the hospital with my sister-in-law, and she is getting treatment. She's laying in the hospital bed. Now, I'll probably digress as we talk. I'll ricochet rabbit the place. But my sister-in-law and I were so close, and if you only knew her, she only slept about 4 hours a night, and that's all she needed. She was so high energy. I don't know how the heck she did it. But get up and go see patients at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning till midnight. But anyway, she's in her hospital bed, and her monitor goes down because her heart rate, is so low, and her oxygen was super low. And I'm like, Ellen, you have to breathe. I go, do deep belly breathing. And she's like, I go, no, not up in your chest. You have to get it down in your belly. And she's like, okay, how do I do it? So I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay. So 1 hand on your chest, 1 hand on your belly, and you just take a deep breath in, and you exhale it out. All right, do 1 more with me. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Now continue to breathe, but what I want you to notice is, does your chest expand more than your belly? The goal here is that you want to get the oxygen all the way deep into your lower abdominal. And so as you breathe in through your nose, you have to really concentrate about getting the air in your belly. Like, would you agree? I mean,
oh yeah, you do, yeah.
Consciously think about that. The breath part's easy, but to get it in your lower abdominal. So I'd teach her this exercise, and I encourage each of you, if you ever have a moment of stress, whatever it is, I don't care where you are, you can go in the bathroom stall in the bathroom and just do it. It does, you can do it in public, it doesn't matter. Just take that deep breath, practice, and close your eyes and focus on your breath, because one, that's the sustaining of your life, right? So breath is the most important. And Ellen would be so funny, her monitor would go off in the hospital and she goes, how do I do that again? How do I do that again? Deep belly breathing, Ellen, you can do this, you know? And her heart rate would, you know, come, and it was all good. So breath is the number one most important thing. So number two is think about music.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite song? And I heard one of your speakers, how she had her wonderful song that she sang that was so beautiful. So if you didn't see it, you guys can go back and listen to her. But music, like think about it. What's your favorite song? Like what gets you moving in your seat, jumping out of your chair, dancing, gyrating in the car, you know, whatever that song is. For Ellen, it was disco, and we put that disco, we'd crank it in the car as we were driving to her treatment or whatever, and it both got us both in an elevated mood. If you're super stressed, then choose a soothing, calming spa music and practice your deep breathing, because music is a simple way that you can shift your energy, shift your vibration, and shift your mental, you know, focus. So make a playlist on your phone of all your favorite songs. So it's sort of like you're the warrior, and you have that, like just like if you're going to go work out, you have your favorite things that are going to get you jazzed and motivated. So that's two. Number three is aromatherapy. And so there's so many wonderful essential oils out there that you can use based on what, you know, healing that you need, what kind of energy you want, whether you want to calm down or you want to, you know, have a little bit more energy. So use the energy and the smell. But if you think about it, you close your eyes, and as you take a deep breath, and if you have that aroma, whether it be lavender or frankincense or whatever it might be, you know, smell that. And one of the things that you can do is, if you've got some aromatherapy, you can put it on a washcloth, warm it up in the microwave or some hot water, bring it out, and you can lay down on the pillow and just put it over your face, and it's just a nice calming way to kind of shift, you know, where you're at. So that was three, was the aromatherapy. And number four is water. So taking a hot bath, a 20-minute bath is equivalent to 3 hours worth of sleep. Let me say that again. A 20-minute bath is equivalent to 3 hours of sleep. So many of us, you know, don't sleep well at night, especially if we're worrying about one of our loved ones or we're anticipating something of the next day. You know, so use these tools to simply show yourself and express yourself how much you love your body, how much you appreciate it, because it is your vessel, and that is, you know, you have one body. You can choose to take really good care of it or what. So
I love it.
Yeah, so use those four things and love yourself a little bit as you go through the process, both of you. And as caregivers, I know we always put other people first before we put ourselves, but as they say, you have to put that oxygen mask on, because if your cup is empty or if you can't breathe, then how could you ever help anybody else? So remember that. That's so important.
Absolutely. And, you know, thank you for sharing those. And I had no idea. I mean, I'm a bath person. You know, usually you're a bath person and a shower person. I'm a bath person. And I knew the water, you know, when the water goes down the drain, because when I was going through my cancer, I had a doctor that actually was like, okay, Tamara, I really want you to start doing this. You know, you need to you know, at least once or twice. Fill it up, let it go, fill it up again, let it go until you're feeling that rejuvenation of time and place in that, from that process. But I had no idea, none at all. 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20-minute bath. So you can put some Epsom salts in it. That's really good. The magnesium is very relaxing. It's good for your muscles. Or your favorite, bath bomb, you can stick it in there too. So whatever it might be. But again, the aromatherapy, the breathing, and the music, if you can do all four of those at the same time in that 20 minutes, oh my gosh, you're going to feel like totally recharged. So, and if you don't have time to take a bath, because that might be a luxury that you don't have time for, take a nice hot shower, play some music in your bathroom. You can get one of those things to put in the shower. You can have a wonderful shower gel that smells delicious, So use all those things, to your advantage. So that's the first part, is about loving yourself. And you've already heard some of the affirmations about when you wake up. The first thing is gratitude. Gratitude is probably one of the most important things that we can all practice. It's just so important to acknowledge yourself and your surroundings, no matter how difficult the situation is. We always have to find something that we are grateful for, and we always can. So,
absolutely.
Right. So the other part I think is really important is to have these morning rituals. So if you haven't carved out some self-care of some sort, starting your day out with gratitude, using the I am, I am powerful, I am healthy, all the I ams, and just a rant, that you can go on. A lot of times, Abraham Hicks, go on YouTube and put in Abraham Hicks morning rampage, and that's a great way to do a 10-minute, start for your day to get in higher vibration and just be in that place. Or prayer, obviously. So whatever your beliefs are, definitely use those to your advantage of your journey. So anyway, that's a little about the internal work that I always like to work with my clients on. And then I guess we should talk a little bit about the outer work.
I would love that. Yes, I've been excited about this ever since we talked about it. So yes, go for it.
Well, as part of looking and feeling our best, we have to, check on the inside. And then the other piece of it is that we want to, get dressed and out the door feeling confident, pulled together, polished. So whatever faces your day, I don't know about you all, I'd love to see in the comments. I can't see any comments right now, but I would love to hear from you all as to, if you have some challenges or anything on getting out the door super quick and getting dressed, or even just knowing what to wear or anything, we would love to hear it. So if somebody's monitoring the chat, that would be super fun to find out from them, so I can hit on a few things. But but I'm going to start with color. So one of the things that I believe, and I heard the color therapist, oh my gosh, I want to talk to her. That was so amazing about our vibration and our aura.
I know, that was pretty cool.
Fun. Yeah. So now I've got makeup and everything on, but when I sit with a client, we take all their makeup off. We, pin their hair back so we can't, it's out of the equation. But color analysis is a process that determines what your most flattering clothing colors, makeup colors, and hair colors are based on your skin tone and eyes. So it really takes a lot of the guesswork out of trying to figure out what to wear, what will make you glow from the inside out, how to put together a core wardrobe where everything mixes and matches that will allow you to get out the door super, super fast, It will also serve as a filter that when you go shopping, and so if you guys like to shop or you don't like to shop, type that in the comments, because I want to hear. most of my clients hate to shop for various reasons. Do you like to shop?
No, I'm not a shopper.
Not a shopper. Okay.
No.
So what's the biggest challenge for you when it comes, or your thought of shopping? Because I'm sure others relate to it as well, Tamara.
Well, mine actually, I actually was told what mine was. I kind of figured it out a little bit ago, and that was I'm actually a survivor of post-traumatic stress, and the shopping element of it was something that we chose not to work on because I had other things to work on, and there's certain things in that sometimes you just let go. So you say, okay, this is one thing I'm not going to work on. However, this is how I handle it. So I was joking the other day. I actually go to Costco and buy my pants because it was one of the things we worked on. It's big. It's got the high ceilings. There's big aisles, and I grew up anyway in a one-horse town, so I'm not very needy when it comes to that stuff. So I was joking about it. Yeah, I buy in bulk at Costco, and that cracked up. But we all have our thing, and that was mine. However, when I worked professionally, I actually had someone shop for me. That was how I dealt with it.
And that's what I do for clients. You're not alone. If I have one client, that's exactly what happens to her. She has anxiety. She walks into a store, it's way too overwhelming. There's way too many choices. There's way too many people. And so what we do is I'll go in there. I know what her best colors are, and we're digressing a little bit. Notice I told you that we might do that.
And that's okay because we're already starting to get some comments.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yes. Let's see. So, Lisa, let's see. So I am Lisa, but I'm happy. I'm okay. And we have Carol is saying I'm not a shopper either. So,
So I'll come back to give some tips on shopping, but so I kind of digress there. But what I was talking about is colors, and so we're going to talk about colors, and then I'll give you some ideas on the shopping piece. But I was telling you about my client that has the anxiety and everything. So I will, once I know what her colors are, what her style is, what her goals are, what her lifestyle's like. I can pre-shop, put it all in the dressing room, so she just swooshes in, tries to
right.
select what you want, and we're done. So it doesn't have to be hard, but I will give you guys. As a matter of fact, I have the 10 questions to ask yourself while shopping, and that's on my website as a free download. So that's something that you can go. It's my name, MarcellaScherer.com, and I guess that's somewhere on this that they can figure that out. MarcellaScherer.com.
I'll just do it right here while we're.
Okay, so you can go on there. There's actually about 3 different free downloads, so you guys can have fun and go check it out. But anyway, let's go back to the colors because I got way off track here. So anyway, it's knowing what your best colors are will serve as a filter. So when you go shopping, let's say you go to Costco or you go to TJ Maxx or you go to Neiman Marcus, wherever it is, it will help you to hone in on only the things that really look good on you. And that's the whole idea here. Is that when we're not feeling so great, whether we're, you're going through chemo, your body's changing, your skin's changing, your hair's changing. If you're supporting someone else and you're not having the extra time to take, love yourself and take that extra time, sometimes wearing something really bright and vivacious can totally shift our mood. Excuse me. So I'm going to give you a really quick tip. And as I mentioned before, I am normally when I sit down with a client, like I said, we take all their hair, their hair back, their makeup off. We put a white cape on, and then I go through a series of draping. And I've got probably 400 different drapes that I don't use all of them. But we go through this draping process to determine you know, what looks best on you. And then we go through your makeup bag to figure out, are you wearing the right shades of colors, you know, that enhance your complexion. And then we go through a color guide for your hair. And if you're dyeing your hair, if you're selecting a wig, we can streamline everything so you know what to look for that's gonna look good on you. So, so with that said, this is just something you can do super easy. Now, like I said, I have makeup on, so I'm not going to be a good example. You want to get in natural light, but go in your closet or find some construction paper.
That's easy. Yeah.
One in blue and one in yellow. So the reason for this is color analysis is based on the color wheel. There are thousands of colors, but they can all be categorized as either warm with a yellow undertone or cool with a blue undertone, okay? Mm-hmm. Those are representative in our, you know, our natural coloring. So with no makeup, in the natural light, with your hairpin back, take, you know, a yellow, hold it up. I have makeup on, so you can probably see it casts a little bit of a yellow tone to my skin. Uh-huh. When I put the blue on, you see how my eyes look a lot bluer?
Yes, yes, yes.
Notice the difference, that it's very subtle. Mm-hmm. But when you don't have makeup on, it will be more evident because it will show in your skin tone. Usually what you want to look for is, does it create shadows underneath your eyes, around your mouth, or does your skin look blotchy if it's not a good color? See how I look kind of yellow?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I see it. Wow. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. There is a definite change.
So you could take the construction paper or go find something in your closet. It could be beige, brown, you know, something that has more of a yellow base to it, and hold it up against something that is, you know, blue, you know, a clear blue, and that will help to give you a choice. So that's something you can do at home, but I do this virtually. So this is a fun thing that I can determine what your best colors are. And, you know, if you are here in the South Florida area, or if you want to fly in and do a VIP day, we can do that too. Then I do use these color drapes. So first we determine, you know, are you cool or warm? Then are you, you know, do you look better in the soft muted colors, or do you look better in the bright tones? You know, and we go through this process. So then we can really hone it in, like, okay, so these are definitely cool colors, but they're still pretty dark for me. And then as you go through, you can see how this brightens and lightens my face, you know, instead of pulling down. So when we wear colors, and see how this is really muted, that's exciting. You can see that there's a big difference. Just like you get away with, but it's a little bit light, brighter, better, right? And probably the best.
See? Right, yeah, absolutely. I see it. Right? That is absolutely incredible.
So we start with the colors for your clothing, and then we take it a step further. And as I mentioned before, if you're having to dye your hair, or if you've lost all your hair in the chemo process, and I know you had somebody talking about wigs before, which is exciting.
We had some fun with that.
I bet you did, and I'm not sure exactly what she covered, but and I'm not a hairdresser, but I do know a lot about color. Is that you can see that these have a little bit more of the warm tones. So if yellow looks better on you, you can see that these really enhance, right? And then, the blue might fight with it a little bit more, where it's more flattering on this side. You see?
Right, right. I see that. Yes.
Yeah, so it, like, if you've ever looked in the mirror or you looked at someone and you're like, something is not quite right. I don't know what it is, but something, you know, I look washed out. I look like the best way to go home, if you want to leave the office and let your boss say, oh, you look really bad, you need to go home and you look sick, it's just wear the wrong color.
Whoa.
You look really jaundiced and washed out. But so we just really want to wear the right color. So anyway, so we can help you figure out what, hair colors or select a wig, that sort of thing. And then the other piece is with your makeup. And so one of the things people don't realize so much is that, if you're going for that natural look, you don't maybe really want to wear a lot of makeup. You might pick a light shade of brown or something that looks pretty natural. Well, not all browns are created equal, or pinks, or any colors really. So I don't even know if you can see this is really slight, but you can see this has a little bit more of a pink in it, and this one has more of a brown. So if you're holding this up, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Yeah. One's better than the other, right? So you can only imagine.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It looks a little more pink than it does brown. I can't do this opposite. There we go. Good. That's so subtle. But also, when it comes to even blush tones, like something that has more of a peach as opposed to a pink, it can make a really big difference on the way that you look.
Absolutely.
And same with a lipstick. So, and we all know that a lipstick can go a long way, right? So, if you're not feeling it in the morning, put a little lip gloss or some lipstick on, just take a little extra time for yourself to pick a color that makes you feel happy and bright, and if you need help with that, then I'm here. So should we go ahead and tell them about what I'm going to do and what I'm
yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
Love to. Thank you.
Okay. So as part of the process, normally when I do a virtual consultation, I usually charge over $200 to do a session, and we go through this whole process, and you can do a virtual makeup lesson. We can talk about colors. You can bring some outfits to our session to get feedback around style, cut for your body shape. Like that's a whole nother hour that we could spend about, dressing for your body shape and finding a style or putting a core wardrobe together, or any of those. But anyway, so with anyone that makes $100 donation, I should say the first 5. Okay, so the first 5 that make $100 donation or more, I will, 100% of the money obviously is going to the organization. I will do a consultation with you for an hour, and we can do anything you want that you might need help around image, beauty, self-love. Obviously, I'm a coach as well. I work with a lot of executives on their image and presence around communication, behavior. So it's not just about the appearance part. It's what I call the ABCDs, the appearance, behavior, communication, and our digital presence, because we know that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so whether you're going through chemo, or maybe you're an exec, or you're getting on camera, or you just want to feel good from the inside out, then please, for this amazing cause, make a donation of any amount, because it all matters. Become a buddy so that you can be there for each other in the process. And for the first 5, I'm going to do those 5 consultations gratis with your $100 donation or more. So, so if you're watching this later because I'm going to do a watch party, if you're doing it, you'll just have to, when you make your donation, just type in, Marcella consult, then we'll know that that's something that you are interested in. We'll do a timestamp, and we'll know exactly the first 5 that made those donations. So And with that, I have a couple gifts. Just thanks everybody for showing up. So no matter what, we'd love for you to make any kind of donation. And like I said, there's about 3 different free downloads on my website. And Dr. Soni helped me so wonderfully yesterday, kind of rearrange some things. So it may not be exactly, anyway, it's a recording on the 3 easy tweaks that you can make right away to look and feel your best. There's a MP3 download on there. I've got 10 questions to ask yourself while shopping so that you don't crowd up your closet with unwanted things that don't longer serve you anymore. And then I also have the 7 steps to upscale your image. And that's a really important piece for those of you all that really want to take yourselves and your businesses, your lives to a whole new level about upscaling. And we had talked a little bit before about the power of our presence and understanding the magnitude of our voice, the magnitude of us just showing up for other people, and knowing the ripple effect that has. So I always believe that whatever you put out there is what you're going to attract back. So by upscaling our image and our presence will help to raise our awareness, our vibration, and it'll help to draw in your ideal client, more money, more success, whatever it is that you desire. So that's kind of it. We can open for questions. I'm just here,
I would love to, but I actually am 5 minutes over for the next question.
So much fun. Okay, perfect.
But I want to just say thank you for your offer. Thank you for your wonderful time, and thank you for really hitting home with me what it is that we are doing and why we are doing it, because we really are making a difference. And this year is really going to be exciting. Going into 2020, we're going to make a huge impact, and that's what the money is going to go for. So please, yes, donate. And donate the $100 and take advantage of this. What an amazing offer. Thank you. I appreciate your generosity. I do.
Thank you so much. This was for my sister-in-law, my awesome, fun, crazy sister-in-law. Here she is. That's on our bucket list trip to Israel, the 2 of her. So for those of you that may be going through the process, do what you love, stick with the joy, get your bucket list out, and do the things that are really important to you, because it matters. Yeah,
it does matter. Thank you very much. I am looking forward to spending more time with you again. I appreciate you so very much, Marcella.
Keep doing what you're doing, girl. You're doing
okay. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.